shot. I know you wanted more. Show me.
Hi, race fans. Here we go. We're tonight, Spartan Sim Racing League, kicking it off here for the Master Series, and qualifying just wrapped up. The warm-up time here. We got Phoenix out in the desert. Wes, can be a really tricky style track here tonight.
I can tell you personally, I just ran fixed setup cars around here on Wednesday, and again, we're going to go to the difference between fixed versus these open cars, but I hated it. I hated Phoenix as it was on the Xbox with NASCAR Heat 5. I hated it on NASCAR 25. I hated it Wednesday.
Yeah, you know, I've done a lot of different leagues and a lot of different areas. It seems that this track is kind of notorious for causing problems, so to speak. I mean, it's just one of these tracks where you just never know. But right now, looking pretty solid out here with these guys, and we'll see what they can do here. I mean, you know, like you said, it's an open setup, so you can adjust a little bit out of this place. You know, I'm going to tend to, you're probably going to be a little loose going around here. And then we got to talk about the dog leg, which, you know, they can't use until after the second lap, but still, that's going to come into play whether you use that or not.
Yeah, I'm going to cheat a little bit here based off the actual race. Between cutting the dog leg and just running the regular track, you save about 50 yards or so of racing. But even then, the transitions of it's tricky. It can wear your tires just a little bit more as well. So a little bit shorter route around the track versus saving your tires and keeping the car under you. It's really a gamble that you go to, but funny enough, it's not Las Vegas. We're not there till next week, I believe.
Absolutely. Right now, these guys are just kind of out here testing the waters, doing a little warm-up here tonight, and that gives us a minute here to go over something that is should kick off here tonight, and that's the 2026 SSRL in-season tournament. And I see it flashed up right there. It's flashed up for you folks, so you can kind of see what that's all about. It's a little bit more info here for you on it. And basically, it's going to be an admin box style tournament. It's an in-season. It's not like the championship or anything like that. But you can see that all the drivers involved here starting at Phoenix. Then we'll break it down. They're in like a class type of thing. Really don't have a lot in it, but you can kind of see. I mean, like Shane Clore right here, and then Jorgensen, Grusmacher, Phillips and Hammond. But from what I can look here, you have two brackets of winner, A and a B. So I'm not quite sure how this is, how he's got this, because he's got Shane Clore.
Yep.
And
so I can explain that.
Shane versus Jorgensen, it looks like, I guess. But yeah,
Yep,
I'm gonna let you do that because people are seeing it right now on the broadcast, seeing the actual what you call it, the tournament here for them. So.
Yeah, so the seating for the tournament was based off of point standings coming into Phoenix. Drivers did have the option to opt out of it, so not every driver's in it. This isn't always the tops. This isn't exactly the top 16 in points either, so they could opt out of it and shoot it over to somebody else. We've got a winners and a losers bracket. As you can see, the next race after Phoenix, this just kind of sets the two different brackets up. Then Vegas, you've got winners going against each other and such. And then as you just go on down, you see, so like you said, Clore versus Jorgensen, that's the battle A. That's why you see winner A, winner B, loser A, loser B. And then just after Vegas, where we have that first round of winners and losers, will be loser brackets next at Bristol. Then Kansas is going to be both. Talladega is going to be loser. Texas is both. Dover and Charlotte. If you lost at the Kansas bracket, you are, I think I had it. Yep. You are kind of shooed in to the Talladega bracket there. That's why you see a little bit of gaps. That's why there's double the races on the loser side compared to the winner side. And then at the very end of Charlotte, which the in-season tournament finishes at, it is the overall winner of the loser bracket versus the overall winner of the winner bracket up top.
Okay. Looks like a pretty good, man, interesting tournament style. It's going to be there, folks. So there you go. I'd say that's the brackets that you've got. Looking forward to it. And we'll keep it updated as the weeks go on of, who's who, what's going to happen. But, we go back to this track here. You said it before. You didn't kind of like it. I got like a love-hate with it because I've seen some pretty good races, but then again, I've seen some of the best out here struggle with this place.
Watching the races, I absolutely love to do, especially what we saw at the end of the 2025 IRL season with trucks sending it 5-6 wide into the corner and then the last lap dash for the championship on the cup side. So watching the races, I think is gonna good. I just don't like to drive it.
Yeah, and that stems back to being a really tricky style track. I think this is one of the tracks, and I talk about this a lot, where tires come into play, and I think this is one of them where we might could see some, tire wear with somebody with a newer set of tires be able to make up some ground. As I say that, I'll probably get proven wrong as the race goes on, but again, we've got to always go back to this being the open setup where you could take a lot of those variables out as how you want to set the car up or how you want to, you want it to be loose, tight, balanced, et cetera, et cetera.
Sorry, and yeah, I completely agree with you. I think tires are going to play a huge bit in it. I was just trying to also find my tire wear explanation from my race on Wednesday. Tires, I think, is definitely playing a game in it because 4 tires are going to mean so much with how grippy you're through the corner.
Right.
Then there's also really you got to think about is about 20 million different lines that you take here through Phoenix. 1 and 2 is completely different from 3 and 4. 1 and 2, some guys, and I'm not sure if you get penalized by doing it on iRacing, but in the real cars at least, you'll see guys running the apron all the way up until pit entry through 1 and 2.
And you talk about that too, lines. I mean, the differences of this track in general, how you set it up. It brings you back to like a track like a Darlington or something like that, where you have 2 ends of the track that are totally different, or even like in Indianapolis where you have multiple different turns. There's really no way to set up for every one of them, so you kind of have to get it close on some, and then maybe get one perfect. Pick which one you want. I think we'll see some of that tonight. I mean, right now practice is pretty stable out here.
Yeah, for the most part, I completely agree with you. I mean, beforehand, a couple of guys we saw spinning on the practice, not this warm-up. And I finally found my metrics here for what I ran Wednesday. this is also fixed setup, so tire wear can be completely different. But 28 laps, I got down to 15% wear on tire remaining.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. This place can choose some tires up, so I'm gonna go out on a whim here and say that this might be one of the tracks to where we finally get to see a 20 lap difference on tires make a huge difference on the track. Now the fall off we won't know until the actual race gets involved of how quick that advantage will be there, but you just don't see it in a lot of tracks, and we talk about that a lot in iRacing where if you get marred back in traffic, tough to get back to the field because it's just not enough gap between the tires there. I mean, yeah, sure, new tires are always going to be quicker, but it doesn't matter how much. And I think it's one of these tracks where you might see a little bit of that. But cautions help, so we'll have to, hopefully they can take this thing, green flag most of the way.
Yeah, I would hope so. Which we've had a good, lovely couple rounds of green flag stops.
Yes.
And there's also, I'm looking at even more from that Wednesday race. You are able to manage tires very well. It just depends on how smooth you are and such. Just going through a couple of the guys using the program that I do as well to look at my after race analysis. 46% on the right front. And it's going to be that right front that's going to eat a lot here. Really, not so much the rears unless they've got their car set up really loose, in which case those rears, all the spinning and such is going to cause them to lose tread, but the right front's really going to die off.
Yeah, it tend to be a little bit pushy on the track here, but let's grid them up and see what we got. We got a man up front right now. Scott Healy going to put her on pole here tonight with old Shane Clore right there beside of him. Alex Hammond's going to be starting in third. Cole Macheski starting fourth. We got old Bender starting up there in the fifth. Chris Vinson's going to be starting in the sixth. Timothy Latham in the seventh. Kevin Zozak in eighth. Greg Carr starting ninth. Mark Sanchez in the 10th. Colton Gardner starting in 11th. Dylan Gruesmacher there starting in 12th. Look back in the 13th spot. We got Joshua Hart, Justin Boyles there in 14th, Jose Medina starting 15th, Alice Carr in 16th, Kyle Gerlach in 17th, Joshua Hyatt in 18th, Chad Kibbe there in the 19th, Brian Alphin 20th, Blair Holloman 21st, JP Jones 22nd, back in 23rd spot. We got Art Nicotera, 24th, David Salter. We got Dakota Jorgensen in 25th, Chad Ginningsman, he's back in 26th, Michael Seymour 27th, 28th, Jeremy Sumter. So got some guys are going to have to work their way up to the front. I mean, Ginningsman, it's nothing uncommon for him to have to work to the front. I know he would. Last couple of weeks he's been okay on his qualifying, but man, this week a little bit off.
Yeah, and it's always going to be getting through traffic, and we know, like you said, Ginningsman, we typically see him drive up through the field, and he's typically good at it. Clore, we've seen him drive up through the field, but him starting here up front, hopefully going to play him a little bit better.
Absolutely. Right now, out front, Scott Healy putting it on pole. Could it be his night tonight?
I mean, we saw what he did at North Wilkesboro whenever there wasn't caution, so he knows how to run around a slick, flat track.
Yes, he does. Remember, on the first lap, you can't use the dog leg. Pace car's in. We're going green flag. So you got to keep yourself up on that top. They can't shoot down right here.
And someone hit it.
Yeah, they did. Someone did. Not quite sure who that was. It was in the back somewhere, but we will see who it is very shortly, as they will have to go to the tail end of the field. So whoever it is up, it was kind of middle pack is where it was.
48.
48. All right.
Drive-through penalty for Medina.
Oh, man. And it's just, I guess it's a reflex thing. It's really easy to get down there. You're trying, got a car around. Great car. That was out. A couple of them in there. Oh,
Grutzmacher in with it.
Ouch. We'll go back here and look. I know Carr went around there. I think Grutzmacher was just kind of a product of, he's there. Just kind of maybe a product of wrong place, wrong time. The 36 right there. The cruise marker's right there in front of him, so it could have happened. It was down on the, okay.
Oh.
Gruschmacher was the one that got. Let's go with him then. See what happened to him. Oh, he just lost it.
That
Wow.
is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that's just. Now you can tell they're not, excuse me, they're not running a high, downforce package here. You can see by that, just by the wing. So they are kind of running a little bit, lighter, and it just kind of looked like it just snapped loose on him.
It did, and I've never seen anything like that happen on a dog leg. I've seen it on corner entry, middle of corner, corner exit,
Cold tires,
but I've
maybe?
never seen possible. That I just never seen. I'm kind of shocked.
Yeah, I mean that's where I'm gonna just go with it. Maybe cold tires, not up to pressure. Maybe a little bit throttle at the wrong time. It could be a multiple things there. Because you're right, you're not doing a lot of turning on that one. You're kind of coming off that turn kind of straight, in a sense. Because it's coming there off the dog leg, ain't it?
It is, and that's what I want to. That's why I'm shocked. The dog leg, it's not much of a turn. You've actually kind of got the banking that helps you a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's just a weird circumstance.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, that's not how you want to start it off. Which Healy's still out front leading. Clore's there. Clore's been one who's been able to come through the field. We've seen him, man, chop through it a couple times. But tonight, doesn't have to do it unless he gets into trouble. Get some good names up front here. Which I'm not. Maybe get a little info on the Healy. I'm not really 100%. It's kind of up and down. Haven't seen him up front a lot, but maybe he favors these shorter style tracks.
That might be the case.
Short track man. Well, Phoenix is I technically say it's a short track, but some people don't.
I still refer to it as a short track.
Yeah.
It's that weird in between of short and intermediate, but it races a lot like a short track.
Yeah. Pace cars in, going back green here tonight. Spartan Sim Racing League, the Master Series. Healy, and now the one thing that's really changed here with the new layout is when the pace car goes in, they got a long way to go around. Used to, that start-finish line used to be right there on that straightaway. Now they got to go all the way around, what used to be turn one. And then they'll get to go starting. So we're starting back now, and they should be able to go on the dog leg this time.
Nope. Every restart.
Oh, every restart. Okay. I read it wrong. That's my bad. So every restart, and somebody already did. Well, Healy out front in this one. Tomaszewski's there. Hammonds. It's a good little restart for everybody.
Yeah, a lot of clean racing, and that dog.
I mean,
I personally have never wanted to take the dog leg.
Yeah, I mean, there's been things over the years, and obviously, this is the newer layout. The older layout was way different, but I do know one thing. If you do take the dog leg, it is your responsibility to come back up on the track and not come back in their car, because if another car's down there on the yellow line, they don't have to move up for you, okay? I do know that part. So you got to be able to come back off that dog leg safely if you're wanting to pass a car. And I think that's one of the biggest dangers of taking a dog leg. Other than that, I mean, what is there I've never really seen a major difference, but do you think there's a major difference between taking it and not?
I mean, from what I've seen, there's not really a major difference, like you said. It's just about 50 yards or so shorter than running the natural layout of the track. And then that transitions, it's really easy to get your car spun around if you kind of mess it up a little bit. It's hard to mess up because you're basically going straight, but going down onto it, you're still middle of turning the car.
Yeah. Most notably, when the tires start wearing out, the car starts bottoming a little bit. Especially like you said on these open style setups where they might have those bump stops a little bit lower than what you would maybe on the fixed style setup. They tend to be more on the tighter side. Here you could loosen that car up, maybe drop it down a little more, and that transition, if it bottoms as the tires start wear, yeah, it could upset the car really bad. Good looking sudden drop car there by Bittner.
It is. I was trying to figure out who it was because I could barely read the numbers.
Yeah.
Had to look over on my screen to see who it was based on position.
Yeah, that's nice looking momentum there. We can look through some of the cars here in a little while and check out some of the paint jobs. Let's see what Genningsman back here. He's actually coming up. He's up 8 spots already in the 18th place. He took a little advantage of that caution there and was able to get up front. Grussmacher's still back out here rolling now. Just unfortunately, man, got caught in that, slipped a little bit, got in the back. He's right back here in 22nd. You got Carr, Nicotera. Unfortunately, Jose Medina, I believe, he's still out here. I thought he was out, but he's still out here. He got the nose fixed up pretty good on it. He took a hard lick. Luckily, it didn't hurt the radiator or anything like that. Look at this man. He's already out to 0.9 second. Or 0.9 out in front of the field, almost a second in front of Hammond.
Yeah, and I want to say it. You just see that little tiny cut in the dog leg, which I think is just fine. I don't think it's going to upset the car too much. Maybe a little bit more tire wear than if you just run the normal track. And he's just smooth with it.
Yeah,
I don't see his car moving around at all going into the braking zones, which braking into 3 is a good place. If you're not very smooth, you'll lock up quite easily and you find yourself going straight towards the wall. Don't see that either with him.
Yeah, that car looks really good. I mean, and he's really laying down some lap times. Last time was a 38 to a 54. I mean, nobody's even near where he is now. And we talk about that also as, you know what your car eventually can do out front, but what will it do in traffic if you get marred in traffic with a bad pit stop or, how just maybe a green flag stop or caution or something, man, put you back around 5th, 10th place. How's my setup going to work then? Because right now he knows out front clean air, this thing is a rocket ship.
That's always the difference. You can have your car set to run out front the whole time and you'll feel nothing wrong with it. You'll say it's absolutely perfect. But as you just said, whether something happens in the pit stop, I'd say even running 3rd or 4th could do it to you. Not even all the way 3rd, 4th, 5th. You don't have to be all the way at the back of the field. But all that dirty air is just going to make your car act different. You're going to be saying, hey, this isn't what it's supposed to do. This is what I need to change. And not going to be happy. It might take you a little while to adjust to that and drive up through the field.
Yeah, and when we're looking at the lap times here, I mean, besides Healy up there who just ran a 70, most guys it's pretty close to out the field, 82, 85, 76, 73, 75, there's one that did an that's 27.06. But, 67s, 80s, I mean, they're within a tenth and a half of each other throughout the field, which means pretty much evenly through that. I would tend to right now, I would probably look at like Cole Macheski. He's probably like, okay, I've got a good running car. It's stable. It's running, because that last lap, him and Hammond's 92, 93, and Kluwer with an 83. So they're right there with each other. The problem is like Healy out front, he's running at 77. So they might use that data and go, okay, well, out front, we know we can run a lot faster. Right now, we're quick enough to stay. What I got to do to make this car a little bit quicker in traffic like it is, because everybody is pretty much on top of each other right now.
Yeah, and it's real. And this is what I kind of love about Masters. I'm not saying trucks are completely different when it comes to tomorrow with Spartan, but the Masters, just everybody's always so close on the same type of speed, same type of pace. As you pointed out, now going, you got 27-22, 27-19 between Hammonds and Cole Macheski. And you see there's maybe a car length between them the whole way around the racetrack. They're running almost the exact same line as well. So just how tight this field can get is just amazing to see. And I love that these guys, they're not racing aggressive either, I would say. No. In fact, I'd say they're maybe only like 98% of what they really could run.
You know, I think a lot of it too is respect to the track here of Phoenix in itself. You know, we go back to this track as kind of a lack of a better word, a haunted track, you know, so to speak. I wanted to see something here. They are shifting going down in that turn number, turn 4. Yep, turn 4. Across start finish line going down dog leg. Then they're going to shift back out of the dog leg. So that might be interesting there with the Grussmacher. That might have came into play, that shift, because you notice it came as soon as he came off the dog leg, and that's where Grussmacher earlier spun. That could have been a combination of cold tires, car not set, and then just that RPM shifting like it did. Could have upset the car, you know.
Yeah, seeing that, I think that very well might have been what happened. And cold tires, it was just getting on to lap 2 of the race, so definitely could have just upset the car, or still, that is one of the weirdest areas to spin. I don't know exactly how to describe it. I can only speculate based off what we've seen. But cold tires at that shift point, that might have very well been the cause of it.
And this is a tough place to pass. You can see it right here. You're going to see, you know, these guys are going to single file, but then you're going to see a little kind of like, you know, I call them cluster style passes, you know. Two guys will be side by side. You got Latham right there trying to take that spot away, but you can just kind of see how hard it is, and Sanchez right there on the inside, just how hard it is to try to make the pass here. I feel like that's another, you know, key thing here at this place that we talked earlier about how tires. You know, I said this is one of the tracks where.
Whoa.
Yeah, well, a little loose down there, didn't he? I said earlier here in Midwest how the tires, I think, man, might really matter a little bit. But there again, I think track position is really crucial here because it is still a hard place to pass. But again, we haven't seen anybody on a 20 to 25 lap different set of tires yet.
No, we haven't. And I'm also looking at the lap times to tell how much tires are going to matter. Everybody's best lap times, I mean, Healy and Hammonds both in the 25s. Healy with an 87 and Hammonds with a 97. Last lap around, Healy went 27.32, so a second and a half slower already through the race on lap times.
Yeah, and that's now I mentioned that on that advantage of tires, but then how come off them and bang the wall a bit. How fast do they fall off? That's another thing. We are, you know, 28 into it. We had that caution back early. So I'd roughly say we're around about that 20-25 mark now, and we're starting to see the tire fall off. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out later on in the race to whether or not, you know, if a massive amount of tires would make a difference. I mean, I've said it a couple times. I thought a track would, and then I've been, you know, proven wrong. But guy right here's already got a 3-second lead. Wow.
Yeah, 3 1/4. Healy's, I mean, he's consistent. Well, that time actually, Hammonds and Kolmacheski were within a 1/10 of a second of him, so he didn't run too. And I was saying that, and then the last lap time finally updated to 37 to a 50 for Healy to Hammonds in second. Healy's got just that 10th faster, it seems, almost every lap, and you'll just watch the gap grow every single time.
Absolutely. Healy right now out front leading this thing and looking strong. Right behind him, you got Hammonds and Cole Macheski right there. They've just kind of rode behind each other right there, and you got Shane Clore. Looks like he's maybe wanting to try it. Looks like Cole Macheski getting a little tight in that middle of the turn there.
Yeah, and as those tires wear on, and for the most part, I found you get tighter as the cars wear, not looser, or tires as tighter as the tires wear, not looser. You'll see them kind of start drifting up the track a little bit more, especially in 1 and 2. Maybe try to square off and have a straighter exit off of 2 down this back stretch, which used to be the front stretch. I still refer to it as the front stretch several times.
Yeah, I get it confused a little bit. It's, I don't know. What do you prefer? You prefer the old layout or the new one?
Well, the old one, that dogleg area was also covered in grass, so you couldn't cut it.
Yeah.
To me, I still don't use the dogleg, so it doesn't matter. But I think I don't like where the restart zone is and the start finish of the newer layout. I kind of prefer the old one.
Well, Shane Clore, man, right now, he's got a pretty good long setup in that thing. He's able to take over the top 2 guys here in second place, Hammonds and Kolmacheski. It looks like he's got that thing set up maybe for a long run here. It's just coming to life already.
Yeah, and it's those long runs that I've been hoping to see, because I love it whenever these master races we get that long run.
I don't know if you saw that there. Hammonds popped that wall hard. That tells me the car getting really tight coming off the turn. And that's what you need. We talk about adjustments there, Wes. That's the kind of info you need, and this is what Hammonds and Kolmacheski will actually need to adjust on that car. Do we need to loosen it up just a little bit? Right now we know it ran pretty good for the first 30 laps. And it started just kind of getting tight, falling off. What kind of adjustments we need to do to it? It's like Clore. And then Clore, even on his end, he might say, okay, look, I've got a long run, but it maybe is too long of a run, because if there was a caution to fall between this would kind of kill his whole momentum. Maybe he's like, okay, maybe I need to fix it now to where I could make it a little bit better on the shorter runs and so forth. As far as Healy, I have no clue.
That's what you really hope and expect, I'd say, for sure. Those long runs are going to just matter a lot more, especially if we go green.
Yeah.
So first round of pit stops, you're going to want to make adjustments for it, I'd say. But there's also the chance they go too far, they swing the adjustments the wrong way.
Yeah. I know he'll make a little bit, and we're looking at Healy. I mean, as far as lap times go, you can see Clore's definitely picked it up. So on the back end here, he's definitely got a very fast machine. And actually, I mean, he's got a little bit of work to do to run down Healy because he made such a big lead. But still, that last lap, now that time it was a 58-56. Lap before it was 47 to I think like a 60. So you can kind of see, man, how Clore is actually, got the long run set up. Car looks stable in the longer runs. Healy looks really good early on. Car, you can see, does kind of fall off, but it's evenly falling off, and I guess that's what you'd want as a driver. You don't want that thing to drastically all of a sudden be fast and fall on his head.
It's not what you want to see. Healy, though, I think we haven't seen him been struggling at least yet.
No.
Typically, when a car has major fall off, we see some early signs around about this area, about a third of the way through the run, and that's whenever you see this car start to struggle. So I haven't seen that struggle yet. He still looks very, very smooth all the way around the track. So I think he's not going to fall off too bad if he even does.
And he's maintaining that 3-second lead. I mean, it was a 65-66. You can't get more consistent than that between Clore and Healy. Kolmacheski picked it up a little bit that time with a 53, and then you got Hammonds back there, still running about the same time as he was lap after lap, 77, 76, 72s, and they're just all right there on top of each other, and you can see it right there, conglomerate from fourth on back. I mean, they're there, and I don't know who that was. They was popping off the wall. That's Alex Carr.
Just a couple of small taps, I'd say. Maybe a little bit of damage on the right side. Hopefully not on the right front for the most part, but should be able to just kind of get it back into the groove, hopefully, is what he's going to want.
Yeah, just kind of, settled down. Like you said, got a little tight there, got on the outside, get back down there in the groove. I mean, like all these cars right here on top of here, any one of these make a mistake, you can definitely make the pass on them. Yeah, Vincent, Zozak, Boyles right there in the mix, Carr. And, it is kind of frustrating as a driver, everybody's kind of even right here, and you're like, what do I got to do to pass the guy in front of me? I mean, even like right here with what was that, Vincent we just saw, and just couldn't make that pass on a Zozak. But a good solid run so far. Go further on back here and see many Grusmacher, man, still making his ways up through the front. He's up to 17th right now. He's the one that got caught up in that wreck early. Genningsman starting in the back. He's still up 7 spots there, 19th. Old Alphen still running his helmet car, as always. This man right here, though, not giving it up.
No, he's not. But at the same time, the gap to Clore behind him is shrinking.
It is.
It was 3 seconds, but now down to 2.5.
Yeah, that last lap he ran a 74, which is on par for a lot of the other guys. Clore picked it to a 60, and Komacheski there to a 55. So those two guys have picked it up, and Healy's kind of slowed it down just a teeny bit here. Still 2.2 seconds. Going to take a little bit, and I guess that's kind of how you want it too. You got a big lead. Got to push me into, if we get to the green flag pit stops, it's another thing about how far can they go. We're at lap 46. I'm going to say, not on limb and say, well, we had that caution. I don't know, 60, 70 laps maybe. We have 5 sets of tires. Tires should not be a problem unless we just go through a ton of cautions.
I was in the middle of eating a little bit of pistachios, but yeah, you're looking about 70 or so laps on fuel.
Okay.
So that caution also maybe allows them to drag it maybe, I don't know, 2 more laps through, maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah. Well, good looking car right there. I mean, the lead is down too, and Healy actually is slowing down a lot. I mean, he ran a 92 that time. But then again, you look at Hammonds, he ran an 87, 79 Boyles and all, so he's slowing down to what a lot of the other ones that are picking up is this guy right here ran a 58, so he's picking up on the back end. He's always got a sock wheel machine in there, and Cole Macheski's along with him, so those two go, well, he ran a 74 that time. He was picking it up a little bit. Team Watson. Another Team Watson machine, so those two guys, not a bad night for the Team Watson boys. And there's that Sundrop car. It's really nice. Boyles in his normal flash. 37 in the Vicus. Vincent. TVR, I believe it was. Is it TWR?
TWR. And at the same time as we're going through this, drivers are actually making pit stops.
I see that, yeah. Hyatt, Holloman. First one on pit road. And I think it's about time. Definitely some good looking machines out here. Goated. Like that.
Goated Haas Esports.
Yeah, I like that. And it's good. Get out sponsors, guys. They come out here and you see that damage right there on Grusmacher he got early on. That shouldn't affect him too much. I mean, this being a shorter style track, aero's not as important. So he should be kind of okay. Horse dads. Always like that one.
I still don't know what that is.
To me, it got to be some sort of. It says body armor on the sides. It's got to be some sort of body wash or something. I don't know. I had to look it up one day. S-Stop. It's a nice looking colorful machine. Then we got Genningsman. He's always got his Reaper machine out here. Now, that's a psychedelic looking one right there. Old Team Watson. Seymour, he said, I'm going to sport the iRacing machine. And Okay, now you see Greg Carr. Yeah, okay. You know, from
That's damage.
Yeah, some damage right there. And that definitely probably going to slow him down a lot. I mean, luckily it didn't do any radiator motor damage. It was, could have done some motor damage, but yeah, that's a hard hit. Nicotera, J.P. Jones, and good old Medina right there. So look through some of the field here, and you were right. And Clores chased down Healy and got around him. So he ran him down. Healy is definitely, I mean, I still think it's a good balance of a car. I mean, he, right here at pit stops, close to it. He might want to adjust a little bit, Healy does, because without that caution, I think he would have fell off a little bit sooner. But he's right there at the point of where, look, I've got a good fast car all the way through, and then it falls off towards the end, which to me is how I kind of would want it. If I could get a 3-second lead and those guys only make up 1.5 seconds by the time pit stops are done, then, hey, to me, that's perfect.
Yeah, and Healy, I mean, he has that great short to middle run.
Yeah.
Whereas Clore, who got around him, and Cole Macheski, who's coming up behind him right now, they had the middle to long run cards. I think JP was in the wall right there, that 49 car.
You know, we saw this too. I think it was Ginningsman, if I'm not mistaken, a couple weeks ago, was coming through the field, really had a bad fast machine, but then everybody after the pit stop made adjustments, and it seemed like he just couldn't get back to the field. So, we are talking like on Healy's end. You still got these guys, Cole Macheski, Bender, Zozak, you see him with the car Clore and all those, and Hammonds, for one. Okay, I've seen what my car will do on a long green flag run. Now let's make the adjustments and see what we can do to improve it. As you see, Hammonds is, that car looks like it's getting awful tight. He might be coming on pit road. Yep. And this is about, I would say, pit time.
Just about, and a couple of those guys that came in earlier on, I'd say it's probably more along the lines of their tires weren't happy. That's Healy way up the track there into the marbles almost. Yeah. See him starting to finally get a little bit squirrely on exit. Car's not quite as settled as it used to be.
And he'll look at that, look at the data, and say, okay, what do we got to change? Do I need to tighten it up a little bit? Play with tire pressures or any of that stuff. They have a multitude of things that they can do. It looks like he's coming on pit road himself. Yeah.
Drifting around on the apron.
And here, you bring that up too. And this track, you've got to be careful because it is totally flat coming around that part. And you're on an old set of tires that easily can spin out.
Easily spin out. You overestimate how fast you're going and get back onto the track where there's a car right there running the yellow line through the turn. That can bring out a caution as well.
Absolutely. So Healy's going to come in here. Still going to leave Clore out front. Whew. Bender right there. Like,
Alpha about got attacked with.
A little newer tires there. Just caught him at the wrong part of the track.
And now you've got Ginningsman. He's right there as well. And I think you're completely right. I think both of those white cars are on new sets of tires. And Bender, he's still on what he started with.
Yeah. And here's where you make a choice of, do I let him go or fight him? I definitely don't want to get myself in trouble. You're sitting in second spot. You're really not gaining on the leader. So, kind of not, live to fight another day kind of scenario. But those guys definitely are a lot faster. A lot more pit stops on board here. Healy had a pretty good pit stop there, 14.9. In line with a lot of the other ones out here, 14.9s, some 15.2s.
And 13 on the pits now.
Okay. That should bring our leader in here pretty good. I mean, he's pretty happy with that long run speed. I think now if he could just pick it up just a little bit on the front end, he might have a well-balanced machine between speed-wise at the front and middle and the back end before they do pit stops. And that's all. I mean, if we go through a slew of hopefully we don't. I don't want to jinx it, but if we go through a slew of cautions, then I'll throw all that off then. But yeah. But even cautions would throw off how he's running right now. He definitely would have to drastically change the car then.
He would, and at the same time, Clore here, I'd like to say he sat there saving his tires pretty well. So, and that's what I think a lot of the guys that had pitted around lap 50, 55, that range, I think they pitted because of their tires right here. Bender going in, maybe a mix of tires. Car in the wall on the inside.
Not sure who it is.
I think it's the iRacing machine.
Trying to find him. It didn't pop up on the. Obviously, no caution. He got bounced off the walls. That's what I'm trying to have a hard time. Trying to figure out where that was. Well, it shows nothing. We saw it.
Yeah, it was the 87 of Seymour.
Ah, okay. Let's see if we can find that. We can see him on pit road. Unfortunate for him. All right, just a little bit before, but we'll rewind it back. There we go. See that bobble coming off that turn, and then all of a sudden it just went sideways. He bobbled.
Yeah, a little loose off of the exit of 4, bobbling going into the dog leg. Had his tires hooked just under the yellow, and round she went.
Yeah, this night's done. He's just steering and everything. Tie rods and all that stuff broken. Done. It's an unfortunate night for him, and well, we stay green over it. So we got some pit stops, Clore on pit road. Vincent, the man, right there, but brings it over to Latham, who actually stays out. So the top, it's going to be the top 5 if Nicotera gets around. Actually, it's going to be top 4 now, top 3. So Vincent and Zozak's coming in. So that leaves Grusmacher and Latham. And Grusmacher pitted on that lap 3, which he was the one that was involved in the wreck. But Latham has not pitted. Opting to stay out.
230 laps. It's a very, very long, tiring race. And I'd prefer to be on pit lane as little as possible. As you see, Grusmacher, he's back in now. So Latham, only one yet to pit.
Yeah. And just kind of the difference. I mean, you see a Healy 26.82 to 28.4 for Latham. So that's the kind of difference I'm looking at tire-wise. Although that is like 70 laps, and it should be a tad much. But that does tell me that there is at least a huge difference. I mean, again, we don't know what the fall-off is until we'd see maybe a closer look here. Obviously, Latham's not going to stay out that long enough to see that kind of fall off. But we can look back at Boyles, who pitted at 54, and Healy pitted at 60. It's a 6 laps difference, and that right there is almost 3/10 That last lap was actually, they ran almost even. The lap before was about 3/10. I think Healy had to go run some lap traffic. Boyle's right there with him. So this will kind of give us a little bit more of of what to expect on a different pit strategy. And when does Boyle's tires start to fall off as opposed to Healy? And then what kind of adjustments did they do? You know? And we talked earlier, remember we said, how good is Healy's car in traffic? You know, it was out front, it looked amazing. How good is it now? Can he pass cars?
And that's exactly what I want to say as well, is that's always the question. And we pointed out earlier, and right now he doesn't look too bad. It might be just a little bit tighter, as you see. Massive fight here. Hammonds finally got around Brian Alphin. Healy now moves Hammonds out of the way and says, "Excuse me, I'll take that."
Yeah, you see Healy right there. And Clore. Now Clore picked it up a little bit. A good interesting here because Clore pitted at lap 70. Healy pitted at lap 60. The 10 laps difference, you know, so a little bit more. Healy going around some traffic. Ran a 27.23. Clore right now is running 26.69, so he's roughly about around that half-second mark. And Latham on pit road finally.
It's going to switch the lead over to Boyles, who's got a 2.5 second gap over Healy now.
And we're watching, you see it's a 62.21. Just a 6-lap difference on tires. I think the biggest one here is Clore. Let's get that 10-lap difference. Can he maintain that speed? And again, we talked about it. He knows what his car would do long run, but now maybe kind of just set it up to be a little bit better on a early on too, and still have that long run speed. We're still seeing Boyles out front. Healy's got it down to 1.89. Clore, man, he's pulled up to third, and he's right there on Healy.
That's what I was about to say. Is Clore, he's right behind Healy for as much as Healy did 10 laps on this newer set. So I'd like to say that 14 car don't like it in traffic too much.
Yeah, just a little bit. Right now, Shane Clore looks to be the man. Made some good adjustments. And he'll get right up there, man, and take that part away from old Boyles.
It really doesn't have far to go. Clore, he's sitting pretty on the bottom line almost every single corner. Clore, we saw he had to be in the second group because there was someone to his inside. Still someone on his inside. And now still sitting up in the middle groove. Clore gonna wrap the yellow a little bit more on entry, at least exit in middle of the corner, drifts up.
Absolutely. Right now, Clore right there in second. Boyles hanging on strong out front in this one. Healy still right there in third. Kolmachevsky up in the fourth. Again, he's been up 14 spots there in the 12, so he's made some waves along with Grusmacher there with him. We're just trying to win this tournament off the bat.
I think he is, and I mean, Clore, we know he's always got some good amount of a good amount of speed. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was trying to show just right off the bat. He has to find Dakota Jorgensen, which right now he seems to be winning. Grusmacher's over Phillips and everything.
Yeah.
It's like if you took a screenshot of that bracket before running this race or before the race was ran, you can kind of see who's versus who and everything.
Yeah.
You just kind of watch as it stands out.
Well, we'll see, man, if O'Clore can hang on to this thing. Bring it home tonight. We had a good, I like to see it, because I've talked about Phoenix before, kind of be one of these races where I've seen some bad races, I've seen some good ones. It's kind of unpredictable. All right, right now, Clover's still leading. Boyles hanging strong. I mean, Boyles impressive, up 12 spots. Kolmachevsky right here in the fourth. Bender.
Little wall tap.
Yeah. We'll see who made the, I think right now Clore's the one that's made the good adjustment on the car. Everybody else seems to be about even right now.
I mean, I'd definitely say so. I mean, Clore and Boyles, they're running pretty good lap times over 59, 58. Kolmachevsky had a 55. And everybody else looking around a 0.6 or so.
Yeah, that last lap, 54, 55, 61, 82, 47. I'd say 2/10 within all of them, and it's just wow. And Healy into the wall. Oh, and he hurt that car. He hurt the car. That is not what you want to see as Healy. Let's go back and see what happened. Right there on Boyles.
Was racing Boyles pretty good.
Oh, he just overshot the turn.
Did not. Yep.
And I think that's pretty much going to... Wow, that's a lot of damage on the front of that car. Yeah. Ouch. Trying to see if I see his steering or anything. You can see that front end. It could have
Yeah,
not.
I'd say that car's definitely dragging, right?
Yeah. Ouch. Fast machine hit the wall, and just like that, that's how things can change in racing. Clore's still out front. Boyles there with him with Kolmachevsky. Bender. Good little battle right here. I'll put Bender. Kolmachevsky can try to run him down. About a second between them, or about 3/10 between them. And the one thing about green flag stops is that it spreads them out just a little bit. This being a shorter track, it's going to spread them out too much. Okay, be up 11 spots there in 8. We're going to run here tonight.
Oh, Greg.
Little Greg Carr. Yeah, that car. I mean, he's just out here riding, which he's made up some spots. He's up to 20th. You can just see it's just not handling how he wants it to. It's not looking like how he wants it to either.
Get somebody to jump on that hood.
Yeah.
Hammer underneath the nose and bumper. Put a lot of bear bond. It'll be fine.
Yeah, or just might as well just cut the whole front end off, put a new one on.
Modify it.
Yeah. Can they do like the F1 guys, put a whole new front clip on?
I mean, they have those replacement parts in the garage. Now, it's not as easy to do, but it can be done.
Yeah. And you would, I guess that would be coming soon enough, man. As you're going to see, coming replace front and back bumpers, you know. Because you would think that's just a front clip. Who knows? As this being, everybody knows the next gen car, which is what these are here. They are actually a 3-piece style car. So I'm waiting for the day to when somebody says, you know, we just need to change the back end or middle or something. And brings the whole car out there, half of it, a piece of it, hooks it back up.
Yeah, I need a new piece all the way from the C-frame back.
Yeah.
Someone quick or run to the trailer.
That's it, yeah. They're bringing a quarter car back up to pit road. That would be an interesting pit stop to watch. But we're still manhandling this thing out front. I think he's made the right adjustments to between short run, middle run, to long run. I mean, still looks like he's kind of to that longer run. We'll see as the run goes on if we get a full-on green flag stop like we did before. And Boyle's right there, but I mean, his lap times go. He's right there in 72.79. I mean, it's still pretty even, those top 4 or 5.
And Clore also one of the ones that went the longest. Lap 70s when he pitted. We're already to lap 102. So he's only gone about 30 laps or so on this now run.
Yeah.
Whereas a couple of guys, you're looking around lap 54 when they went in 60s or so. A couple of guys went in the 40s. They've already gone back to pit.
Yeah, Latham's only one that went in later. That's why I was looking at him here. I mean, he's running 51s. The problem is he's so far back. So I mean, yes, I mean it makes a difference on tires, but there again, I mean, at what point is it the returns are good enough? He's 18 seconds back from Clore. Boyle's right here, still hanging on to 4th. And then they're going to take that 3rd spot from him. It's all Shane Clore out front leading it. Tomaszewski's right there along with him. Bender hanging on the third. We got Boyles right here in the fourth place spot with Alex's car. And, you know, I very impressed. Long green flag runs here.
It's amazing to see in closing in on the possible start of the second green flag cycle, which is about 20 laps is what the cycle was last time. Interesting to see what it's going to be like again this time. Is it going to be another 20 or so?
Yeah. I mean, obviously tensions may get a little higher as the race goes on. I feel like, you know, if we keep going on this level here, we could see another green flag pit stop. And if we do, you know, we're looking around, what, maybe 150 range, give or take. I think they can go two stop. What do you think?
Around 130 to 150. Maybe push it to 160. I'm not sure. So it's very much possible to make it only two stops. The thing is, I just don't know what the tires, what they're looking like at the end of it all, and how everybody's going to be feeling at the end.
Yeah, well, if we look at Latham, he went 78 laps. And again, we had to factor into that caution. So that kind of messes up. But even if we took 3 laps off for the caution, that's still over 70 laps. Yeah, he's still looking right at 150, and you're still then at that point. Well, that would be 70 laps, almost 70 laps to the end. So I don't know, be close. I will say, I will go on a limb and say that some of the guys, like, well, we see Boyles right there, they're probably looking at a 3-stop. Hammond's pitted at 58. I would say they're looking at 3-stop. Latham might be thinking one more. I don't know. Let's see how the math plays out. Boyles is on pit road right now. What do y'all think out there, folks? I did a race a couple weeks ago. Well, I was all over the board when it comes to pit strategies, and sometimes you think you have it figured out, and nah, these guys throw all kinds of things at you. Clore, Komacheski, Bender, Carr, Hammonds, Sanchez, Kibbe, Bruce Mocker, Vincent, and Gerlach. That's top 10 right now. Some of the big movers. Alex Carr up 12. Kibbe up 12. Ginnings went up 13. And Jorgensen, he's up 10, right there in 15th spot. So, yeah, some movers here tonight. This is one of these races where the admins don't have to pull out their hair in.
No, I think anytime they see this, they're sitting there smiling like, ooh, we can relax a little bit. Now, they can't be totally relaxed, so in case something does happen, they're not ready for it. But they can sit back a little bit and just watch a lovely little race if they can.
Absolutely. So far, so good. We're out front. I say we're coming up on pit stops within the next probably 30 laps, 20 to 30 laps here, folks. And we've had some long green flag runs out here. It's been a good one. Spartan Sim Racing League, the Masters Series here tonight. That man, Shane Clore, leading at this time. Scott Healy, unfortunately, who put it on pole, got himself in the wall, and he's still on pit road. Man, a lot of damage on the car. Had a fast one, but we'll step away, take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back here in a few, folks.
Hi, I'm Blaine Smith, the Executive Director of Team Red, White, and Blue, and I wanted to take a minute just to welcome you on board and let you know that we're proud to have you as a new member of our team. This short video is a way for us to give you an idea of what you can expect from your experience at Team Red, White, and Blue, and also what we expect from you in return. Something that's really, really important to the fabric of our organization is our Eagle ethos. It's just 6 words, but they mean a lot to us, and they guide us in all we do. Those 6 words: passion, positivity, people, commitment, camaraderie, and community are more than just organizational values. They're what we're all about and what we strive to work for in all of our programs and in every single one of our interactions. The next thing I want you to know is that we are an inclusive organization by design. We're open to veterans of all eras, of all ages, branches of service, combat experience, as well as active duty service members, their families, their friends, and just supportive members of the community that come out and take part in our mission. Every single person is important to what we do. All are welcome, and we look forward to seeing you all out there.
And then if you want to, just a little bit about how the foundation helped you.
You know, I was in a pretty serious deal, as most people know about. It's a pretty tough deal, very traumatic for my family. A lot of stuff that we went through that people would never understand. Without the assistance from the Steve King Foundation and several other donors as well, we could have come out of that thing in financial ruin. But it just takes a lot out of your family just to go through rehabilitation, all the medical bills. There's so many hidden expenses and stuff that you would never know about until you actually get involved in something like that. And even if you help somebody out with 500 or 1,000 or 100, whatever it is, it means a ton to the person, just to be able to live and to get through these things. It takes an ungodly amount of money, time, effort, patience, with the families, the doctors, to be able to get through a traumatic experience. And, with the Steve King Foundation, that makes everything a lot better.
Welcome to Team Red, White, and Blue. Thank you so much for joining our team. My name is Mike Irwin, and I have the honor to serve as the Executive Director. When I founded Team RWB in 2010, our initial focus centered on veteran transition and reintegration into civilian life. But as the large-scale deployments have slowed down, the military's ability to support reintegration has improved, hundreds of thousands of veterans have used their GI Bill, and companies have prioritized hiring veterans, the overall mental, physical, and emotional health of the veteran community still has a long way to go. And Team RWB has a major leadership role to play. And that means that we need you. We need you to close out this video and to know that you didn't just join a listserv or download an app. You joined a team composed of real people, over 200,000 strong, who are veterans on active duty in the National Guard or reserves or civilian supporters. And these people, who we refer to as the Eagles, want you to get involved in Team RWB. Why is it so important for you to become an active member of the team? Because when you do, we know that it will improve your mental and physical health, help you to develop new and meaningful relationships in your life, and provide you with a sense of purpose that comes from belonging to something bigger than yourself. Over the past decade, veterans struggling with the invisible wounds of war and post-military life have told us how important physical fitness has been to them. Running has helped veterans battle nightmares. Triathlons have helped with headaches, and CrossFit has enabled them to sleep better. These fitness activities, along with others, have made them more confident and healthy people. Unfortunately, millions of veterans have forgotten about the power of physical training in their lives. So as you get involved and see the power of Team RWB in your own life, I hope that you feel inspired to reach out to other veterans and encourage them to follow in your footsteps. In closing, I want to again thank you for stepping forward and joining Team Red, White, and Blue. We're fired up to have you on the team, and I know that you're going to be flying the Eagle with pride for a long time.
All right, folks, we're back here. Still some off and on pit stops, man, here tonight. Phoenix, lap 132, so definitely got a little bit under 100 here left. Floors, you have to make a pit stop out here. We'll see when he does. He pitted at lap 70. Latham right now, he's still at 17 seconds back. Be interesting what kind of pit strategy he throws out here tonight.
I'd be interested as well. And for everybody pitting now, they're not making it to the end. They still have 100. Some guys have 120 laps to go before the end of the race. So still looking like another stop. So 3 stops. Clore, Grutzmacher, Latham, Kibbe, Vincent, all still yet to pit. They might try to stretch it to make it where they only have to do that one more stop.
Absolutely. Clore right now with it. Grutzmacher, Kibbe, Vincent, Latham, and Boyles. And then the first one lap down would be Hammond, who did make that pit stop at lap 129. Boyles made one at lap 111. Like what you were saying, 129, 130. Boyles definitely going to have to make another one. So right now, 5 machines that you have to make for Clore, Grutzmacher, Kibbe, Vincent, and Latham.
I mean, there's a couple guys sprinkled through the field as well that have yet to make another stop.
Yeah.
But those top 5 right there are the ones we're really watching to see how long they're going to want to push it. There's a chance to where this is going to be their last stop, so they might try to push it as far as possible.
Yeah, I mean, they got to at least get to that 150 mark. I would say that's the magic number.
150 to 160 in that range. Yeah, I'd probably say 155 to be honest.
Yeah.
But that's going 85 laps, 77 laps that they've got to go. So
I mean, they could do
it's going to be a
70.
long stretch.
I mean, Latham did it. He went 78, but again, you know, that was with that caution early on. So realistically, he probably went maybe 75, 74. So I'm with you. It's going to be tight. Unless they're saving. That's another thing. Right.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell exactly if they're saving or not. We don't have exact onboards with all the drivers to really see their inputs correctly. We can kind of watch the RPMs, tell when they're on and off the gas. But it's not an exact thing, like we're not there watching their telemetry all the way through to tell how much they're truly pushing.
Yeah. This track, you know, you can lay off the throttle for a pretty long time going through the turns. Ease back into it. I do notice here that Latham is not shifting. He shifts right up, so he's staying in 5th. So that will, to me, that could save a little fuel. I'm not quite sure.
Just a little bit, I would say, because it keeps his RPMs a little bit lower through the corners when you're going to be higher in lower gear. And also with shifting, there's a little bit extra fuel injected. I feel that's just, I don't know exactly how the engine works whenever it comes to shifting, but I know that with shifting, you kind of lose speed. So to get the revs back up and everything, it might spit a little bit extra fuel, and you're a little bit harder on the gas as well.
Well, we're watching Clore here. It is interesting. He's actually shifting at every turn.
And it's the same thing with Grutzmacher as well. He's going down to 4th into 1 and 2 and into 3 and 4, and then up on the straights.
I mean,
so
my bad. As far as time goes, there's not that much difference between Clore and Latham, though.
No, there's not. And it's just fascinating to watch, and that's why I also love Masters, because everybody kind of has their own styles. It's right there. Clore goes into 5th, goes down into 4th before hitting 3, probably just to try to keep it from revving out on the backstretch.
Now, I mean, I will say with the RPMs like that, it does help the car, turn a lot better. Slow down and turn. So if he's feeling maybe that car's getting a little tight or whatnot, doing what he's doing, higher gear, obviously you're going to more coming off the turn a little bit can help it. Yeah, that is interesting. Because, I mean, obviously Latham last time ran 87, Clore ran 84, but I mean, at this point, they're both going. It looks like a one pit stop.
It does, about 6 laps or so away from lap 150, which I'd say is the soonest they can pit if they want to make this their final stop. But then that leaves them 80 laps to go on the final run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're not seeing anybody go 80.
Latham almost did it, but he did have that caution to help him.
And there's another thing. I mean, if a caution in between there and now, definitely could help him. It does look like Vincent's going to come on pit road this time by. It's one of the top runners in. Now, Kibby's the one who pitted. Well, Kibby and Clore pitted lap 70. We saw Latham able to go 78. I'm going to say roughly 75 going for the caution. Grutzmacher did do 72. But this time by, Clore's did a lot better job at, kind of saving him. Wasn't, I don't think he's running quite as hard.
I don't think any of these top 4 are running hard at all. I'm with you. I think they're trying to save a little bit, trying to make it to where they only have to go that final, make this be their final stop.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be almost the exact same once they make that stop to go to the end, hoping no caution.
I mean, which with a 10-second lead, obviously Clore has enough of a lead that he can kind of hang on to it. He can kind of give up a little bit, save.
Yeah, he can back it down a little bit more and continue saving. Massive lifts into the corners, a little bit easier on throttle on exit, and that will definitely save him a good amount. And he's got the room to do it, like you said, just over 10 seconds. Dropped about a 10th through 1 and 2, but also fighting other cars there.
And so does Grutzmacher. I mean, he's got 9 seconds on Boyles. Well, not so much for Boyles. He's got Latham right there on him.
Well, Boyles has also already pitted. He's committed to 3 stops at this point.
Yeah, that's right. It's gonna be interesting. Pit strategy, and then if a caution comes out, how that could like throw it all in a blender.
Cautions are always interesting when you've got these long run race strategies happening, because it can extremely help someone or hurt someone. Right now, if you're Clore, Grootsmacher, Latham, and Binder or Bender, I don't know whether it's Binder like in school or Bender, but we've been saying Bender.
Yeah. Ain't corrected as yet.
No. I haven't been corrected either yet personally, so. But if I'm the 4 of them, I don't want to see a caution fly the rest of this race. I think they are probably on the winning strategy.
Oh yeah, especially Clore. I mean, I'm with you. He's probably like, man, don't get a caution, because I mean, right now, I think a caution would benefit. Obviously, Boyles, Bender, Hammonds, Carr, Komacheski, Sanchez, those guys. I mean, it wouldn't 100% hurt Clore and Grootsmacher or Latham. Now, it would all depend on when that caution came out. Let's say the caution came out. I mean,
20 to go.
Yeah, 20 to go. From what I've seen from Clore, I'll go on a limb. I don't think he wants to see a caution with 20 to go, because his car has not been that short of a dominant short run car. And obviously, well, he's coming on pit road now. Obviously, you would see the other guys with 20 to go. It's go time at that point. He would have to make a drastic change, I think, on the car. He is on pit road here.
Grootsmacher following him in as well.
Yeah, so does Latham stay out? Yep.
So did Bender.
Okay. Bender pitted at lap 131.
Okay,
The only one up there is actually Latham. Boyles does take the lead. He pitted at lap 111. We know he's going to have to do one. And from the math, we're going to say Bender's going to have to do one.
Bender's got 100 laps to do. I don't think he's going to be able to save that much.
Latham on pit road now.
And this is about 75 to go, 75, 76 for Latham on this final run. And he went 78 the first time.
And that makes sense. You take the caution away, that's round about where it should be.
Just about. So what did he go around this last time? About
78 to 57.
Yeah, about 70. Another 70 or so. 72, 73 maybe. So he knows his car can go that long.
The problem is his pit stop just destroyed him. He is done. His race is over. He got a penalty or something. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
a game killer.
Yeah, that one. I saw it when I was watching the pit stop already at 17 seconds. I went, something's wrong. You got a penalty or something. I didn't see him come on pit road erratic or anything, but
I didn't either.
Yeah.
Might have just got caught in his own. Just 1 or 2 miles an hour over, and they will catch you and tell you to stop.
Man, one of the fastest cars, but that right there, pretty much, there's no way to come back from that. Not maybe with a couple cautions he could get lucky, but he's going to have a miracle to come out of it. I don't usually like saying it like that, but that one right there was a crusher.
And he, like you said, he was one of the fastest cars. He was also one of the cars that would stretch it the longest. So if he was able to get right up behind Clore and Dylan, I think those three, if they were able to get grouped up right on top of each other, would have been an amazing battle to see for the win. With managing how to save and how to attack each other.
She's got Boyles out front with Bender, Carr, Hammonds, and Kolmacheski, the top 5. And out of that group, I'm going to say Clore's probably the only one that's going to make it, that could make it all the way. Now the question is, does he want to? I mean, that's... I mean, let's look at it. He's not that far. Well, I say he's not that far, but he is. He's 17 back behind Boyles, but we know all them guys in front of him is going to have to pit. I mean, I don't see Sanchez pitting on lap 28, 128 is, and Kolmacheski at 28, 29, 30, and Carr at 30, and Bender at 31. I don't see them going the entire. I mean, that's 100 laps, like you said. That's. I
don't see them going that long. No. Only 2 on this lead lap, I'd say, comfortable that can make it to the end. And I can't exactly 100% say comfortably either, because it's still going to be a tight window, is Clore and Grutzmacher. Those two, they've showed that they're able to manage their car to make them last as long as they had. And I think no cautions bearing, can go the distance.
Yeah, Grutzmacher did pit at lap 155 also. He's probably the only other car, like you said. Problem is he's 8 seconds back from Clore, so he'd need a little bit of Clore to have a little hiccup here, and Clore's been on the dime all night long. So I don't know. I still think the caution would be the telltale here.
I'm right there with you. Caution probably jumbles everything up. I think, because we've gone about 10 laps since Clore and Grutzmacher were on pit lane, and if they stay out, I think they'd be the only 2 to stay out, and everybody else behind them on fresh tires. Even that 10 lap difference, I think would make a case of the 72 and the 38 getting ran over.
Yeah. Boyles there, Bender, Carr, Hammonds, Kolmacheski, Sanchez, and Clore. Grutzmacher. You got Gerlach and Genningsman. That's your top 10. Genningsman bounced back pretty good here, getting that top 10 right there. Jorgensen himself too, right there in 12th. We're not having a bad night.
No bad night from what I've seen. I really want to say it's a great comeback drive from Grutzmacher, though. Spun around lap 2, got a little bit of damage, got it fixed up, and now probably on the winning strategy. If he was just a little closer to the 72, might take the win.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you there. I mean, still, even to come out of here maybe with a top 3 or top 5, that is, like you said, still a win-win. And there you see Boyles on pit road. So we kind of figured on that one.
Boyles, he's typically one of the earliest to pit in the pit cycle, going around 54 or so laps every time. So with the way he's been pitting, I'm not sure if this is even his final stop. He might do another one, but that would cost him severely.
Yeah,
I'd say, because then he'd have to be pushing, and at that point it's like the other stop's guaranteed. So maybe Boyles lays back a little bit this time, tries to go the distance now.
Yeah, true. It's going to put him back in the 14th spot. Bender's the man up front now, leading it. Now he pitted at lap 131, so we're getting into that area where the 130s, 129, 128s are. And then you go back to Clore, 55, and Grusmacher there with 55. Those two, by math, could make it.
76 laps.
Yeah. These guys up front, though, we definitely know they got a pit.
Yeah, guaranteed everybody in front of them is going to have to pit. Even a couple guys behind them. But I want to see if Grusmacher, he's closed the gap. It was about 8.2 to Clore a few laps ago. He's gotten it down to 7.8. I want to see if he's going to be able to close the gap to get to the 72, or if he's going to maybe just ride around knowing what the position is and what he's got to do in order to make it to the end without pitting again.
Absolutely. I mean, there again, and right now, if caution flew, it definitely will help out those top four, top five. Not what Clore wants to see at this point. He'd love to see those guys pit, and then maybe a caution come out afterwards. I think if he wanted to see a caution at all, that's when he'd want to see it.
I'd say that's when I'd want to see it as well if I was Clore, while keeping a lot of them a lap down, which 10th place on back or so seems like they are a lap down right now as of the leader, John Bender. But it all matters whenever Clore cycles to pit lane. Or cycles to the lead, rather.
Well, watch it right now, Bender. So when does he come on that pit road? And again, we talk about this here. I think it, to a point, I believe Bender and Carnham know that unless a caution flies, because even when they take the pits, they're going to have to be substantially faster than Clore and them to gain back. And then you got to look at how much time do I got to be able to get back up there.
If I was one of these guys ahead of Clore and everybody, I might say, look, drop the hammer, go as fast as we can. We know we got to make another stop anyways. Let's try to get us a little bit of time between us and that 72.
Yeah.
That way, whenever we come off pit road, we don't got to worry about the time difference between us to get a lap back and maybe going past them again for the win.
You look at the lap times. I mean, it's not that bad, but then again, I think Clore might probably not pushing it. I mean, he ran a 57 to 67 that last lap, a little closer to the lap prior, but I mean, it's still a 7-second lead. I do see Clore, he's in a lot of traffic right now, and that will help the guys up front a little bit. That's where Clore's got to be very careful. Definitely don't want to get himself in trouble.
No, and it's also the whole difference of some new tires coming forward as well. Gettingsman there kind of shows the 72 up high. Gettingsman also taking that NASCAR line of below the yellow line through 1 and 2.
Yeah.
It's the first time I think I've seen it all night.
He's on newer tires. Sanchez on pit road. He's one of those that we were talking earlier that pitted late. Come back here. The Bender's on pit road.
Bender on pit road.
Yeah. He puts Hammonds now up front with Cole Macheski. Lower there. Now, you talk about speed. Boyle just ran a 26.77. Clore ran he's all not quite a second faster. Maybe 9/10 faster than Clore. Bad thing is he's 21 seconds back. Does he have enough time to catch him? That's where we're going to be interested to see what that fall off is. Yeah, that's where we're going to see that fall off. How significant is that fall off, You see some of the front runners coming on pit road now.
Yep, that's Hammond's down.
And then how much does
now to the lead.
how much does Clore have to save? I mean, does Boyles have to save? I mean, we've seen obviously cars go 70 laps. He's not went 70 laps. Maybe he's waiting for this.
He's only got to go about 62, 63.
Right. So maybe he's been waiting to this moment to say, you know what? I've been fooling you. I've been short pitting. But I know I can go the 70, 75 lap mark. Clore is right there on it and doesn't have the newer tires that Boyles does. How much is Clore going to have to save or slow down? What's the slowdown going to be? I mean, I don't know. It's going to be close. I mean, it's 19 seconds, and he's still running a solid over a half a second faster.
Yeah, now Coleman Chesky, he's in pit lane, so Clore's going to take over. And if there was a time he'd want a caution, he'd want it right now.
Right, yeah. Yeah, and this would... The only car I think you would really have to maybe look out is Boyles. Boyles looks to have a really good short run style car. And when I say short run, it runs really well, 30 laps, 40 laps or so. I mean, we've seen Clore have a great car. Does he have the short run burst speed? I don't know. I mean, it's 18 now back to Boyles. I mean, either way, Boyles is going to come out here with a great finish. Right now he's in the top 3 and he's up 11 positions, so it'd be a good night for him. I don't know if we could tell anything by riding on board here with Clore. I mean, he's back to that shifting again, and I just don't know the significance there of if that's helping him or it's obviously not hurting him, but maybe what's probably keeping the car from being too tight, though.
It is just giving him a little bit more rotation through the corners.
Yeah. Because, you can control that throttle a little bit more coming off the turn in a lower gear because you get, obviously a little more gear there. Car won't feel bogged down as much. What Grussmacher's doing here, he's on the same strategy.
He is. He's going to shift up here about halfway down the back stretch. Right there. Brakes going into 3. He's going to throw it back down to 4th. About the dog leg area, he'll go back into 5th and then go into 4th, going into 1.
And I guarantee you, if they could go the whole entire straight in 4th, they probably would. It's just a running out of RPMs, and then you definitely want to slow yourself down. It's now only down to 16.9. Let's see what he's doing now. He's doing the same strategy Boyles is. Oh, that's not what you want to see.
I wouldn't want to see that in front of me.
First thing you see a car, next thing you don't. I mean, so it looks clean. He looks clean going around the track there. I don't know. Now there, that last lap was a 66 to 55. So, I mean, obviously, Boyles is in traffic. Well, Clore is now. He might slow down this next lap here. Yeah, he did, because he went a 38 to 66. Okay. If I keep going off one, I think unless I just see something really drastic, I think time's just going to run out on Boyles' part.
I'm right there with you. I don't think Boyles has enough, especially if he keeps the same pitting pattern. Based off of what his 3 prior stops was, he's maybe got another 4th pit stop to make, just based off of how long it goes between pit stops.
Yeah.
So if he does that fourth, I'd say he's well out of it. But if he doesn't go for a fourth pit stop and already made his final stop, I even then don't think he's got time.
And still 6-second lead there with Gruschmacher and them. McClure had to go around some lap traffic. And then Gruschmacher, I mean, he could pretty much call this a win-win to build a bounce back. I would. I know he'd like to win the race, but still to be able to, if he finishes out here in second, phenomenal job.
And he's been eating into Clore's lead as well. At one point, we said it was about 8.5. Well, he's down to 5 3/4 or so now.
Yeah, I mean, Clore has went through some lap traffic. I don't know how much that's affected him, but you know, we talked earlier about what do you do to your car, and we saw Clore on that first run. He had such a great long run setup, maybe a little bit too long, and he could have slowly but surely adjusted on it. And you mentioned it. You don't want to go too far. I don't think he has, but he could have went far enough that it's, you know, helping Gruschmacher here a little bit. Along with the lap traffic. There you can kind of see the difference between on and up though. You can see him right there, then Clore. So it looks like about, he's going into the turn and he's coming out. There's about a straightaway. A little over
Just
straightaway.
about. Maybe the back stretch as a length.
Yeah.
But yeah, Clore, I'd say, like you said, excellent long run, and you know he can go long. But they came into the pits the exact same lap. So it's not that Clore's went too long and gave up some time.
A car around.
Sumter.
No caution, but
I think we saw the smoke right there on the dog leg.
if I can watch it, he's coming out of pits and he just lost it.
Lock her down.
One of those cold tires deals again. Got on the throttle a little bit. A little too happy.
Just a little bit too trigger happy.
Clore's
Or
going to
too
maintain.
throttle happy.
Yeah, there you go. Clore's going to maintain that distance between Gruschmacher and him.
Yeah, and I think you were right. It might have been Clore was a little bit marred there in lap traffic. Now it's kind of stabilized. And they're both in somewhat clean air. There's not 2-3 cars directly battling in front of them.
Yeah.
So they're able to kind of just run their own pace.
Bender got around Boyles. Wow, okay. Bender put it at lap 180. Kind of forgot about him.
I did as well. Look at that. 27.19 to a 27.45 of Boyles.
He's got enough time to run down Gruschmacher. Don't know if he's got enough time to run Clore. There's only 8 seconds back to Gruschmacher, but yeah.
He might have it. My interest, of course, you know, how much he's going to push, how much he's going to wear down the tires pushing.
Yeah.
Than if he's going to fall off as soon as he gets closer to the 38.
Yeah, true. Well, we saw Clore do this in the first run, first half of the race there when he ran down Healy. Clore had that awesome run at the end of going towards the end of the stint there, and it just he's picked up so much speed, and here you see it with Bender. He's 0.3 faster at least. A couple other guys there too. Carr pit at 180. 0.4 faster and all. So I mean, Bender's down 13 seconds on Clore. I don't know if he's got enough time to do it. It all depends on how Clore gets through this traffic.
It is, and then Bender, he's also going to have to fight the same traffic later on
Yeah.
just to get to the 72.
I feel like Bender's got enough to maybe catch. Roosmacher's got him down to maybe 7 seconds. He's probably going to get there. He's going to need seconds, I think, in order to. I mean, they are down to 12. I mean, Roosmacher's catching Clore. Got him down to 5.9. I don't know if these two guys up front. I mean, you know, we've been talking pit strategy. They're right there on the limit. I mean, it ain't like they probably can just wide open this car. We don't know how much if they were saving before to get to those limits.
Yeah, that's why I'd say I'm not 100% confident and comfortable saying they'll make it to the end, but it would be close.
I mean, we know Bender, Boyles is close, but I'm going to say he could if he pushed it. We know Carr, Hammonds, and all them definitely can make it. Clore's definitely slowed down some. I think what's saving him is that 12-second lead. He needed that big lead. If he starts dropping seconds, 12 seconds will go away real quick.
They can.
Yeah.
To drop full seconds, I think he'd be lifting and coasting from entry to exit, both sides of the track, maybe even halfway down the stretch is when he starts lifting.
Lifts there, going in a turn, goes all the way through the turn. The car getting a little bit tight. He gets back on about middle of the turn, or middle. That's kind of an oval, really like a straightaway. What's the back stretch here? He's out of it right in the turn. He's out of it through.
Partial throttle pickup there, and then on it right there.
That looks about normal to me, but just for your curiosity, let's see what Bender.
Bender, he's got a lot more throttle in it earlier through the corner, able fully on little later into the zone as well.
And plus that car doesn't look like he's wanting to push. You see right there, he's kind of tending to want to push a little bit. Now the lower RPMs maybe going to help him keep it down, but the floor looks like that, you know, and that's obvious, you know, later on it goes. Yeah, see right there, you see how he's curious to see what Bender looks like when he goes in this turn here. Oh yeah, see that's a big difference. How that car's stuck to the bottom, or Clore's is starting to drive up. So realistically, I think the gap is what's the favorite right there for him, because yeah, I mean obviously Bender a little bit faster. You can start to see it, but I mean Clore still got a great setup out here. Great setup. And time's winding down. Roosmacher right there. I'm just curious if Bender's got enough time to catch him. He's down to 4 seconds. Right at about 4.7. Time with a 61 to 85. Still not a second difference. But yeah, what a race.
Yeah. I don't think he's got enough time. I mean, we're within 20 laps to go. So I mean, he'd really have to be pushing it. He'd need half a second, 3/4 of a second every lap over Clore to get there.
Great job by the guys out here. I mean, only one caution here tonight. And that was when the man sitting in second place. So he's probably kicking himself going, you know what, if it wasn't for that, I might be up there first.
Yeah, I might be right there behind the 72 putting some pressure on him to see if he makes a mistake.
I mean, he's had to battle his way back up to the front. You know, I mean, to just figure out what he needed to, you know, car-wise to get back up front. He's running. Last time he didn't, but I mean, he's been running about even there with Clore. Yeah, and Clore, another level tonight.
He is, and I'm just watching lap times right now, and laps left to go. Running, seeing what it's going to be. Bender definitely going to get to Grootsmacher. Boyles, I mean, maybe. He's not too far behind, but he's about 3 seconds further behind Bender. Yeah. So I think Boyles is going to be fourth. He's not got a lot of speed over Grootsmacher. But Clore, I think he's probably going to be safe. He's now got 7 seconds over the 38.
Yeah, out front running. They're really good right now. Yeah, I don't. Unless just something drastic happens on that car. He looks pretty solid. A good one here, though, Phoenix. Like I say, only one caution out there tonight, Spartan Sim Racing League, the Master Series. Clore there, Grootsmacher, Bender. Just watching to see if Bender's got enough time to get there to Grootsmacher or not. It's down to 2.5. He's got 10 to go to do it. A little bit of lap traffic to get through here, though.
Just a little bit. I mean, he's about 3/10 of a lap, or 3/10 of a second faster. So I'd say he's probably going to get there, but that lap traffic might play a part. He might not get there, though, just based off those last couple lap times. His tires might finally be towards the end of its life cycle with how hard he's been pushing.
You can see it right there, just the kind of gap between them. You saw it. You see him going into the turn. And right there, the sun drop car right behind him. Down to 2. But only 8 to go. He's closing up on those lap cars.
He is. One of them is his teammate, so thankfully, I think Greg Carr will cut him a little bit of slack. It's going to be more about the 2 of Hyatt, as Hyatt's way up the track, just letting the 13 take the bottom. No trouble there. Greg Carr is probably going to do the same, and then it's Latham between him and Grootsmacher as well.
He might get to that back bumper, but it might be all. That's going to hurt him a little bit there.
Yeah, just a really bad area to catch the lap car because you had to kind of pinch yourself down to stay lower on exit.
And he might be able to get to his back door, but passing is going to be interesting. And then can he make it around to 18 here?
Team's gonna go down the dog leg.
Whoa,
Kibby!
Wow. Well, that's I mean, you're a lap guy there. You're sitting there going, man, look, you just close your eyes. And, wow.
Well, that definitely helped Bender get around Latham there. Now it's just one car in front of him. That's position.
Yeah. Has he just got enough time? Has he got enough car to do it? Definitely got the speed. Let's see. We're down to 3 to go. I don't know. It's gonna be tight.
It's gonna be tight. If anything's gonna happen, I'd say it might be on on the last lap, and it might be a case of, as you say, you don't have to be full in front of them, just your nose or so. It might be one of those cases.
And then this is the point right here too that Gruschmacher really can't just over push the car because he'd end up wrecking too. I mean, you definitely want to come out of here with a good finish, and either way, he's going to come out with an excellent finish. The white flag, McClure. I don't think he's quite close enough. Unless he makes some awesome ground up right here. He'd have to really make up some ground here. Couple more turns. Kluwer's going to win it. But Gruschmacher, ooh, he drove it off that turn that time. Yeah, just not going to be quite close enough. He overdrove the turn. He was trying. It's going to be that man winning. Gruschmacher going to hang it on to second. Bender coming home in third. Good, I'm going to say almost like a fuel strategy style race here.
I'm right there with you, and a lot of people I know don't like these types of races where fuel strategy makes the winner because the cars aren't going full speed. I'm like that when it comes to super speedway style races. I don't want them sitting back saving gas and such, but here, something you typically would see.
Yeah. And only one caution. Awesome. All right, let's bring some of them up here, man. Get a word with them, and we'll bring old Joe up here. Let's get a word with him.
John, it's Wesley and Joe in the booth. You got a copy?
Got you.
Okay, first question. Is it Bender or Binder?
Bender.
Bender, okay, we were saying it right.
Oh,
No worries.
Well, man, it's a great run. I heard you there at the end of the race saying you maybe needed a couple more laps to get Dylan in second. We were watching that. We were like, not sure exactly if anybody was going to catch Clore, but you and Dylan were going to be close right at the end. If you had those couple more laps, do you think he was going to fight you for it, or just seeing the difference going to try to be a little bit nicer?
I think I had a couple more laps. I would have got around him pretty clean. Looks like he was falling off, and I was still be able to catch him pretty decent.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looked like to us, and I just want to say the strategy game. Shane and Dylan went with the 2-stop, or in Dylan's case, he kind of had to go with the 3-stop considering the wreck he was in early on. but everybody else went for 3. Was that kind of planned or just kind of how it fell in your lap?
Just kind of how it fell. Let the race play out and see when the tires fall off the car and need to get some more.
Yeah, well, man, I'd say 3rd is definitely good. You were running consistently up front almost the whole race long. And I think Joe agrees with me here. Just a beautiful sun drop scheme you had on the car.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Joe, I'm going to send him over to you for anything you got extra.
I mean, this track is notorious. I've always said precautions out here, but to come out here and run like y'all did, how did you come in and game plan this race here? I mean, was that the game plan that you stuck to with the pit stops you had, or was it like, well, I don't know how it's going to turn out?
A lot of it depended on how the cautions fell, but when they weren't falling, it turned into long green flag runs. It's just try to take care of your stuff, go fast, come in, rinse and repeat.
Well, you did an outstanding job on that, man. Got up here to 3rd, almost got that 2nd. Got anybody you want to thank for it?
Yeah, I want to give guys at Team Birdie Racing shout out for working on the cars every week. Guys that shout out to put the league on, and you guys up in the booth for covering it.
And there you go, 3rd place man is old John Bender there, and bring this guy up here. He held on. Bruce Marker, let's get a word with him.
Hey, Dylan, it's Wesley and Joe up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, man, a great recovery drive from that lap 2 incident for you. Came home 2nd. Managing to pull off the 2-stop there. Did you think that was going to happen with tire fall off and how much you had to save?
I keyed up to Shane when we had 30 to go, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold them off. So run your race, get away from me, and run them from them.
Well, I mean, he definitely scampered off. And I also want to say that lap 2 incident, I feel like I kind of cursed you. I know I came into your chat for Twitch and said, hey, man, good luck. Rub that clover for you. And 2 laps later, you were facing a wall a little bit. So,
yeah, I had a minute of damage there. I only got 30 seconds of it done. I still had 30 seconds left, even to the finish line there. So it was definitely a stressful one.
Well, that
Felt
30 seconds
ruining Greg's night.
Yeah, that 30 seconds left didn't seem to slow you down too much. Still, 2nd place overall, always a great comeback, especially after a wreck early. Those long green flag runs, though, I mean, 60, 70, 78, nearly 80 laps that you had to do. Tough on it, wasn't it?
I think I saw 81 on the one set. Yeah, 83 laps on the one set of tires.
Joe, you got something more for him?
I mean, I got to give hats off to you. Like I say, spun earlier on. I do got to ask though, and we were curious on that spin where we didn't know that y'all were shifting. Did the shifting come involved with maybe some cold tires, or what was your thought on why that thing came out money like it did?
I've ran multiple races this week, never had to do that, but last year, if I was shifting up on the racing surface like that, it would kick the rear end right around you. So I think that's more or less what it was, just shifting up there when I'm usually down on the dog leg.
Yeah, I mean, we were watching it later on and said, man, that's got to be it there, cold tires and shift. But, hey, just like man Wes said, man, an outstanding job on there to get bounced back. And, well, I got to ask, though, do you think if that car was straight as an arrow, do you think he had enough for Clore?
I'm pretty sure I could have chased him down if I didn't have that little bit of damage. My car was so loose. I threw 3 rounds into the right rear to try to tighten it up, and my second set of tires got down to 1% when I changed them. So,
hey man, still an outstanding run. Got anybody you want to thank for it?
Yes, got to thank Team Conti for a great set, 1-2 for us. So it was a pretty good way to finish the week.
There you go. That's old Dylan Gruesmacher, man, bringing her home an outstanding run. This guy had the class of the field. Shane, you in the booth? Got a copy?
Hey guys, how goes it?
Well, we were talking about the pit strategy, long green flag runs. That first stint looks like your car really came in towards the end of the run. You were able to run down Healy. And I was talking throughout the race here with Wes of how you were going to adjust to maybe make that car a little better on the beginning. Did you have to? Did you change a lot to make it there? Or did you kind of maybe just keep it kind of neutral and pray that you had enough there at the end to hold them off?
Yeah, to be honest, that first pit cycle, I didn't even touch a thing. The car was perfect. The guys around me started out super hot there at the start, and that's why I kind of fell back to, I think it was 4th or 5th. But I knew if we stayed green, they were going to burn them, and I was going to catch them, which ended up happening. And so I kind of just thank God that it stayed green the whole time. And yeah, it was pretty much just a tire saving, not killing the tires and making them last.
Absolutely, and you did an outstanding job out there. Now, at any time, did you think about doing the 3-stop, or was 2-stop just the way you was going to go?
After that first cycle, I think, what was it? I think I pitted at 70.
Right at 70, yeah.
Yeah, so 70. So when I pitted at 70, my tires were pretty good. I think they were like 38, 12 or something like that. I can't remember, but they were pretty good. So I was like, okay, I know I started out pretty hot, more hotter than I would have liked to start out the race. So I knew that if I pulled it back in the second stint, I can make it last to 80, which is what I did. And then when I pitted for the 80, I saw my tires and I was like, oh, I've got so much more in these, so I'm definitely just 2-stopping it.
Hey, well, outstanding job, man. There, you got the win tonight, man. Wes, you got anything?
I've really got nothing more. It was almost a class act you put on the field. Just as we said, talking about tire wear there, you said you had 30 or so after going about 70 laps?
Yeah, the right front was, I think, in the 30s. So it was, yeah, that 80 lapper, hell, I had a 49.23, so we had tires, buddy.
Oh, tires you had indeed. That's amazing to hear. And we were talking about it as well, just everything going on, whether or not the 2-stop was going to reign supreme on the 3-stops. They can push a little bit more, whereas you guys were going to have to save. We didn't know how much you had to save. I know there was probably about 75 or to 80 laps in the fuel tank, and that is all going to be more dependent on tires, I felt.
Yeah.
So hearing that you had that much left on tires, I think you probably still could have gone another 10 laps on them.
Oh, yeah, I could have pushed probably 90. Definitely could have pushed 90. I don't know if I would have wanted to go much more, but yeah, it's like these tires that you only have really 10 to 12 fast laps out of them, and then after that, it kind of just plateaus. And so I knew if I could just keep a mid to high 27, I'd be set, even though the guys were had fresher tires.
Well, man, I've really got nothing more to say. Congratulations on the win. Good to see you moving on. You're going to be facing Grootsmacher in Vegas next week for the tournament. And I know that friendship might turn into a little bit of a rivalry between you two.
No,
so have some fun.
He's lucky because he, quote unquote, gets a bye because spring break is next week and we're going out of town for my son. So it's unfortunate, but I guess a blessing in disguise for him.
Well, man, great win. Anybody you want to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, Team Conti always for putting out a good set. I mean, this car was a rocket ship this week. Dylan for being a good unofficial teammate and a good buddy. So appreciate the racing and keeping me true to my pace. And then obviously the goated Haas esports team, Chad, Blair, and Mr. Dave, and obviously my family. And you guys for putting on the show.
Well, thank you, man. Have a good rest of your night.
Appreciate it, guys. Have a good one.
There you go. Shane Clore, man, bringing her home tonight, man. An outstanding win. Look at the unofficial results order here tonight as Clore was able to hang on to it. Grootsmacher was able to bounce back and get up to second there with Bender hanging on the third. Alex Carr up in the fourth. Hammond's right there in the fifth. We got Boyles hoping in the sixth. Cole Macheski finishing out seventh. Mark Sanchez there in the eighth. Vincent up in the ninth. And Gerlach rounds the top 10. Most notably, man, Healy there early on hitting that wall. And then, Timothy Latham, even with that disaster penalty on pit road, back in 15th. So, yeah, some guys, man, had some awesome nights, but, man, an outstanding one there, man, for Shane Clore.
Yeah, I definitely say he was the master of the field, like you said. I didn't know he had that much tire left. And him saying he could probably go another 10 or so laps after that race finish, I was like, dang, I didn't think. I know tire saving at Phoenix is a big part, but how much he saved to able to and still gaining on Grootsmacher, who did have damage, as we found out, about 30 seconds worth. But even then, he wasn't giving up much to Bender in third. So I think even if we went the other 10 laps to his tires, I think he still would have won it.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. And so, outstanding tire management by that guy. But folks, man, it should be interesting going into next week, Las Vegas. Well, for myself and everyone, I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to leave Phoenix tonight. Shane Clore, man, winning it here tonight. Everyone, have a good one.